Control District, and I'm going to talk about the new map that is coming. But actually, I customized the presentation so that you can do your job better. So that's how I'm doing it in a way. If you have any question, I don't know whether you want to ask right away or. Okay, okay. But feel free. I'm gonna be I'm not gonna go any technical language. I'll try to avoid everything, so that everything looks easy and clear to all of you. Okay, but I'll do my job because I have my thing in my head. Sometimes I get locked, so just I'll look at people, and then if you're looking at me, then I'll change my whatever I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the new map that is coming, but I want to actually first start with where we are, because it's very important to know not only Houston area, the Harris County and surrounding, because since you are serving your clients and so forth, it is very important to know where we are standing, what are the things that we face, why we face, and all these things. So I am the director for planning division, so my job is to develop flood reduction project. If I don't know the problem, how am I going to solve it? Yes. So I just want to give some glimpses of my experience. For 20 years, I have been working for flood control. Plus, in my profession, I have 30 plus years of experience. So I just want to share, because I used to work with FEMA before. I have worked in 7 regions for FEMA. So almost 7/10 of the country I have worked with. I have worked with forest fire, hydrology, alluvial fans. So I have worked in many disasters. So I just want to share here only in the Harris County context. Okay. Let me start. I don't know which way is what. Okay, now I'm okay. So what I outlined would be that I'm going to talk about a little bit Harris County, because it's very important to know before we jump into, oh, I have this, I have that, just to know really, truly, by data, what kind of problem we face and why. Okay. Then I'm going to talk about Harris County Flood Control District, what we stand for, because there are 34 communities like City of Houston and others. And they have their responsibility, we have ours. So I think it's very important everyone to know, because when you are talking with others, if you have wrong information, then you are pointing wrong fingers to someone. Yes. So I just want to clear a couple of things. Past effort, the MapNext is one of the first in the nation. So it didn't come out of blue. We have to work a lot with FEMA to agree them to come to what we are presenting. So it has a lot of history behind it. Also understanding flooding. Yes, flood happens. But when you are at certain location, you expect something. Yes, like if you are in the San Jacinto area, when it floods, it doesn't flood for hours. It floods for days. If you are in the Cypress area or Spring area, that is also. So I'm going to talk about that. If you are in a Braze, it might happen, it might go. Yes. So based on where you are, your condition is different. Yes. And then obviously we're going to talk about map next. So first, I like to have a little bit of perspective. Yes. So when you look at Harris County, when I just a picture, with aerial and everything, what do you see? You see a lot of building and a lot of infrastructure. Yes. That's where we are. I mean, you cannot just close your eyes and say, no, I'm in a completely, a field area, land, there is nothing. No, it has a lot of building, and with building comes a lot of infrastructure. Yes. And we have actually more than 1.4 million structures in Harris County. So it's a lot, okay? And population is 5+ million. So we have to remember another picture. Now you see a lot of river system is there and so forth, but you cannot miss the buildings or the infrastructure. Yes, we have a lot. And then sometimes a lot of misinformation. When we do project, if you look at our project that's were designed 25 years ago, there was a lot of concrete structures we used to do. But now we don't. We try our level best, depending on the condition, because also we look at cost of building certain things. Yes. So we do green infrastructure. You can see green. But remember, whenever you want to do something extra, it costs you money. And money, people don't give it free. Yes, so because you have to show BC ratio. So I know that a lot of debate, a lot of people point finger to a lot of things, but I have 35 years of experience. I went through all those. And I'm just saying, I've been recorded and so forth. I don't care much, but I'm just telling the facts so that everybody knows what we go through, why we do. So if somebody tells, oh, this Atul Hanan, he talked, but they don't build anything, all concrete line. No, I have a degree, I have a master's degree in environmental engineering. I look at environment, I look at nature, but all comes down to cost and money. Yes, what you let me do or not. That's come all dollar. At the end of the day, it's all dollars. So again, this is downtown. You see a lot of structures up there. So now before I started, I looked at, okay, what is the 125-year history? Because this disease of flooding and how it floods didn't happen in one day. Yes, it happens over days. So if you go to a doctor is not going to look at you right now and give you a medication. He wants to know your history. Did you suffer it for, oh, I'm coughing. Okay, how many days you are coughing? Yes. Did you previously, did it happen? Do you have it 5 years ago? Do you have 10 years ago? Why they are asking all these questions? So that they can treat you well. So my first job is I just want to know in depth what happened. Yes, why we are standing here today. So it helps you because you are serving clients. Yes. So if you know, and I will give you some tips where to go and where to look at certain things, that might, if you have really good intention, you can serve people. Yes. And my job is also to serve everyone. So that's why I'm talking. So I'm going to click a couple of, so this is now from 1850. If you look at it, you look at the history up to 2010 of Harris County. Now I showed you a lot of picture of infrastructure, the house with house, road and building and all this. And if you look at it, if you come to the year 1990, like if I draw a line up here, yes. And if you look at the policy, because policy is very important, you have to know the policy. So all the infrastructure and everything that were built right here up to 1990, yes, were built for 4-inch rainfall in 24 hours. So they are all built to handle if in a day 4-inch rain falls. That was the criteria. And do you know how much percentage of development happened by 1990? 62% of the development happened before 1990. Yes, if you go to Braze Bayou, it's 87%. If you go to Buffalo Bayou, it's 91% development happened. So you understand why we have certain place so much problem. Because it is our luggage. You can blame me, no problem. But I was not alive in 1850 or, and I was not in Houston in 80 or 70. So you got my point. I mean, we have to look at the facts. Yes. So all the 1.4 million structures that I talked about, 62% were built before anything happened. And I will show you why we have problems. Yes. So, and then if you look at draw a line here, 100-year floodplain, that came around 1990. Yes. So even people didn't know the floodplain. That's why we have a buyout policy. We buy homes with FEMA dollar. It's a voluntary buyout. It's the biggest in the nation we have. Okay, we have the biggest in the nation. Why? Because of this. Because many homes were built, they were not supposed to be there. Because it was a river system. They are in the middle of it. Now you tell me whether it's going to flood or not. Yes, nature is not going to listen to you. You can cry, you can scream. It's not going to listen to you. You have to obey and listen to it, what it's doing, because it's going to do its job. So just these are the true facts. Nothing to hide, nothing to lose. I just gave you the true fact up there. what we are facing. So more than 60% again, just to refresh, we have around 1.4 million structure. 60% were built, more than 60% were before that. And at that time, at the 1990s, we had 2.5 million people. Now we have 5 million plus. Yes? So these are our luggages, whether you call it chronic disease or whatever it is, we have it. We all have to work together to solve it. And together means, you're talking about, I think Hillary was talking about partnership and working together, yes? So I'm talking, flood control cannot alone do, we all have to work. These are our problems, how can we solve it together? Yes, and everybody has a part in it. And I'm talking everybody means because I also live in Harris County. So not just an official, but as a resident, I have my responsibility to do it. Okay, so we establish now. And we are also blessed with flat terrain. We are very flat. Our soil type, if you look at it, yes. And we are also blessed with hurricane and tropical storm. Yes. So that makes this area very vulnerable from flooding because of all these things we have. Yes. That doesn't mean other places are good. I'm going to show you. Every city, old city, has the same problem. Only they don't face rain. We face rain. Yes. So now, sometimes people don't believe me what I talk. So I brought a statement from 1836. I was not alive at that time. Yes. So this is not made up by me. Okay. So look at the statement. This problem was there from 1836. This area floods because it's rain, it has flat terrain, it has soil. So I just want to let everyone know this is where we live. Yes, and we all have to work together to make it better. Now about rainfall, I just want to give, because a lot of people have a lot of misconception about security of homes. Yes, like, oh, I don't flood, so I'm fine. Yes. So let me tell you a couple of examples. So this is, I'm explaining in terms of heat map. Okay. Because when it rains, and you don't know how it's going to rain. Every rain event is different. So this is the 2015 memorial flood. 2015 memorial. And if you look at it, the bullseye is here on the Braze Bayou area, people who know the area, yes? So this is Braze Bayou area. Now, if a homeowner is up here and he says, well, look, a lot of people flooded in Braze, I'm safe. So I don't need flood insurance, I don't need anything, I'm good. But dude, it didn't rain in your place. It rained up here. You are good. So you should be safe. But don't feel safe because if I move this rain to your area, you're going to flood. Yes, so people have a lot of misconception about because rain. So let me show you another one. So this is 1 week before Halloween of 2015. Look at how it rained. Heat map, what do? We look at the peak hours and try to see the bullseye, where it happened. Yes, so you see majority of the rain happened here. They were all fine. Now this is the week of Halloween 2015. Okay, so you see the bullseye is on the east side. What I'm trying to show, no one is safe. Yes, you are seeing this side so far safe. Yes, out of my 3 slides. Next slide, just watch. So you look, here is the bull eye. Yes. Now let's go to the tax day of 2016. And I told everyone, don't make another day in Harris County. Because this was the tax day 2016. The federal government delayed 1 day to return the tax. Yes, 18th of April. Or 16th, I forgot, maybe 16th. This was the flood. And look at it, now bullseye is here. They are fine. So that's what it is. Nobody, if somebody tells, I have been working in this field for 35 plus years. If somebody tells you they have a magic tablet, I will say don't believe it. Because we have no control on rain. I can just tell you what happened in the past, but I'm not a fortune teller to tell you what's going to happen next. Yes? And most of the fortune tellers are wrong anyway. And this is the Harvey. So you see a lot of colors. I don't have to say anything. We had 60, on an average, we have 40 inches of rain all over Harris County. So Harvey is kind of like this, that if you take everybody out and build a wall around Harris County, yes, 1800 square mile. We are bigger than the state of Delaware, yes, and you will have 4 feet of water standing there. Think about it. I mean, it will flood anywhere in the world. Now, I talked about that many of the structures were developed for 4-inch rain in what I say 24 hours. Look at how much rain we had in 1 hour. 7 inch almost during Harvey. 2 hour, 12 inch. Now you tell me why structure would not flood. You got my point? So we all have to work together to improve our condition. I have seen overall, because as I told you, I worked 7 regions for FEMA, yes? If you go to Maryland, Maryland had a flood, yes, in the city of Elliott, yes? They had 8-inch rain in 24 hours. They flooded. Our infrastructure is much better. We can handle 10-inch, 12-inch, but when it comes to this, it's impossible. But if we change our culture, style, everybody look for other. Okay, let's try to see how we can protect. Is there anything, if you think like this is your investment, you think this is your investment, is there any way that we can actually do something so that we can jump back when there is a disaster? Yes? Because I just look at, again, I'm recorded, but I don't care much. But the main fact is we have to do our priority of life. Okay, we have to do prioritization of our life. I see a lot of people will buy $100 cable, $75 cable TV watching every day. But you have a $300,000 home, you are not going to buy a flood insurance costing you $1,000 or $750. What is your priority? Watching TV and house getting flooded? Sad, I'm saying it. But we have to prioritize ourselves. That's why I am just telling you the facts. Yes, we all have to stand up and do our part. Not telling to cut the cable TV, go and like, okay. But I'm just saying, hey, we need to think ourselves. If you think this is an investment, it's important to you, take steps to protect it. Other people are City of Houston and we are doing our level best, how much the funding is coming. But they call it Houston, you have a problem like, the NASA thing, yes? We have a flooding issue. We need to take care of it because we are all affected by it. So these are, I didn't make up anything. This is what it is, true fact. I'm saying again, when you look at terrain-wise, up to here is kind of like 50 feet, yes? Better than New Orleans. New Orleans is minus, yes? But we are better. But when you go to north, we have little bit relief. So when it floods, for our area, it stays for a while because we are flat, water cannot flow, yes? Now a little bit about flood control, okay? Our job, if you look at our mission statement, is to develop flood reduction project, yes? Based on community and natural values, we look at it. But at the end of the day, everything comes to the dollar number. How much money they are going to give us to do a project. And then if you think about Braze Bayou area, for example, I said it's 87% developed. Now, again, I have to give an example that clicks everyone. Cancer has several stages, yes? If you are stage 1, treatment is, you have hope, you have good treatment. If it's in stage 4, cost you a lot, but you don't know where you are going, yes? When an area is fully developed, it costs us a lot of money to do any surgery because people are there, yes? You cannot just say, okay, I'm going to buy 1,000 homes and I'm just gonna put a channel up there. You all are good, but those thousands, sorry man, you're gone. This is how we don't do business. Yes, we respect everyone. So you understand. So when we are in that condition doing a project, so we spend for project base around $500 million, but still we cannot provide 100-year protection. It's around, and the rainfall changes also. That's another catch, So we have now around 10, 15 years of protection of flooding, not 100 years. But we did SIMS for 300 million. Many places in SIMS, because it was not developed at that time, we provided 100-year protection in many places. So you understand, doing surgery at the last stage is difficult, cost, and then cannot provide that much of a benefit to people. So again, and how we deliver our products, you look at it. And then couple of things that we don't do, just to your misinformation is gone, is we do not provide any permit of any kind of development. Those are the cities, the 34, City of Houston, Harris County Unincorporated, Baytown, they are providing permit. We don't, because we are not a permit people. Sometimes people like come after flooding, I went, RV, oh, you are the guy who, I never give any permission to anything, okay? I just try to build stuff for the people, Then the floodplain map that I'm going to talk about, since for us, floodplain understanding risk is so important, because I'm going to spend money to build something. So I want to know about risk more. That's why we are in the business of flood insurance rate map working with FEMA. Okay, we are a CTP, it's called Corporate Technical Partner. We work with FEMA, they give us money, we also put some money to develop the map so that everybody of us know what is risk. Yes, but we don't give permit, we don't give anything, okay? And then only the channels, there are 2,500 miles of channel, okay? So if you look at it, the black line is the Harris County boundary, yes? All these colors you are seeing, all these different colors, we call it watershed. Like when rain falls, this area will collect, all the pink will collect water and goes to the spring, yes? We call it watershed, how your water falls and how it comes to the river system, yes? So we have 22 of them. And then we have all these things, system you are seeing, these are river system, or we call it bayou. We have 2,500 miles of them. Now remember, not all of them have floodplain. Only 1,200 has, the rest doesn't. So just looking at the map, you say, oh, I'm good. You're not good. Many of them doesn't have floodplain. Because when FEMA does, they have limitation. Yes, everything has limitation. And out of the 2,500, natural, God-made channel was only 1,100. The rest are all man-made. When we have a problem, like, okay, let's do this and solve it. So you solve it for today, but that might create problem for future. Yes? So always thinking overall and doing something is always necessary. That's why I'm explaining everything, so that it doesn't cause any problem in future. Yes? But again, things happen. People didn't do with bad intention. At that time, land was available. They did certain things. So that's why these are like, most of them are very narrow, less deep. That's why when rain happens, it just overtops and floods, because it was not made for that purpose. So again, remember, we have 2,500 miles of channel. We are only responsible for that. The roadside ditches and everything are city and community, not us. They are responsible for that. We are responsible for 2,500 miles of channel. Out of 25, only 1,200 has maps. The rest doesn't. So that you don't know the risk of that. And according to FEMA, we have 144. All red box are a FEMA panel, so we have 144 of them. Now, yes, we flood, but there is different type of flooding when you look at Harris County, yes? So if you look at it, the color tells you, because it's kind of, I told you, there is relief, kind of like, I call it a hilly area, but it's not, when you go to Austin, but our hill, okay? So when it comes, it is a very floodplain. Yes. When it comes to this, major river system is the San Jacinto. It's big. Yes, it has a huge catchment. So when people flood, they could be under 20, 15 feet of water, Shallow floodplain is everywhere because of the infrastructure I told. If it dumps water at a time, they're going to flood. Yes. And then the coastal side, because again, when a hurricane comes, the wave is coming and then it affects. So that is another problem, up there. So it just gives you some picture of it so that you understand what type of flooding you are facing. If you look at it, it's a valley type. Here, San Jacinto, it could be deep, yes, because many homes are in piers, they are like 15, 20 feet. And then during Harvey, water went 30 feet, 10 feet above the 20 feet. Yes, so nothing is high, for nature, And then you have the coastal, wave run-up. So just to give you an idea what we are talking about. So now the facts. So I told you we have 1,200 miles mapped. Rest doesn't. So you can see the blue color. These are the floodplain that FEMA identified. Again, it doesn't show you all the risk. Now, when Harvey happened, we had 68% of the flooding happen outside of the 1,200 mile. Why? Because majority of them were infrastructure flooded. Yes, because you had 7-inch rain. Where the water is going to go? It cannot go. You just dump here. It cannot go directly there. It takes time for it to go. Already people are flooded. Yes. So you look all the red dots. All the structure flooded because of shallow flooding. So now we think about risk. What needs to be done? And then you can see some of the other numbers up there. So when it comes to FEMA mapping nationwide, they only do riverine and coastal. That's it. And there is limit. You cannot map everything. Yes. So before Harvey, actually I was working with FEMA, and I will tell you some story. We started working because we knew all this problem, and we started working with FEMA from 2012. 2012. I'm actually working from 2005. Developed a lot of things with them. We have a called model management system because, see, modeling, I never talked anything about modeling up till now. Yes, because then I will lose every one of you. So modeling is like rain is coming, how much water is going where, how much elevation you will have, those kind of things we are doing analysis. Yes. So it's kind of like a language. Yes. Like if I stand here and talk English, and then I bring someone, the same thing I said, bring a guy who starts speaking Spanish. It's not going to give verbatim exactly what I said. Yes, because he's going to use some word, he's going to move. So when you use a model, it's going to do the same thing. Any model you bring is going to talk differently. Yes. So I developed a system called model management system. This is the only one in the nation. We started in 2010 to get rid of that language barrier, so that when I stand in front of you, I'm telling the same thing. I'm not changing words. Yes. So we did some of the thing just because we knew what kind of problem we have. So because of working all these years, we started working with FEMA like, no, I want urban flooding. When the rain comes, so we were dropping rain from the sky and trying to see where things flooded. It's called urban flooding. Okay. So how the sheet flow is going, it's a 3D view. We started working in 2007. Okay. Nobody knows the history of what we went through. That's why my hair is all gray, So we knew all these things that, hey, this area needs all this stuff. And if I start talking at that time, nobody will listen to me. I said, let me work quietly and see where we go. Okay. So if I will show you the story, we started working. So you know that we have LiDAR 3D view of the surface of Harris County. Yes, so I was the first one in 1999 in United States. The first LiDAR study for North Carolina happens in 1999. So I actually worked on that and developed a lot of process, and that's why when Tropical Storm Allison happened in 2001, I used to live in Virginia, by the way. So they brought me up here for that project to the second LiDAR study in 2001. Okay, and now we have much better LiDAR, quality. So this is a LiDAR. We use the LiDAR. Very shortcut of, oh, I clicked the wrong way. So just to give you an idea what is happening. Okay, I lost one of my picture. I don't know why. Maybe it didn't like. So this was a picture of rain. I know why it's missing me, because this is the most complex one. Yes. So what happens? We get very good information about the surface. I'm talking the modeling in a very simple way. So we take the 3D view of the surface. Then we have a tool here by which we try to understand if rain happens, how much rain is going to fall where. That is called hydrology. And then once we are good at that, then we come here to find out if that water goes there, what is the elevation. Once I know that, then I start mapping. That is the process of a map, but we do it very diligently because everything needs to be checked. So again, that 2018, there was called a NOAA Atlas 14 study. So they were doing the rainfall study. Okay. So they did for the state of Texas. And you can see nothing is colorful than Harris County. That means the majority change happened here. So because of the coastal, because of how we are, we have nowadays, whether people say it, what change they believe in or whatever it is, things are changing. Okay, we have more intense rainfall in the last couple of years than we used to have before. 6, 8, 7-inch rainfall in an hour is not a common thing, but now we are seeing that trend. So whether you believe in whatever change you are, we are changing. Things are changing up here. So we considered around 30% rainfall has increased from our understanding of the past. We included that information. So again, the journey of us, as I very briefly, so we started, my experience here, actually before the 1995, I'm working for Region 6. So Region 6 actually include the 5 states, the Texas, the Louisiana, New Mexico, Oklahoma. So I know this area from 95, but after Tropical Storm Allison 2000, I'm looking at this area, yes. So we became a corporate technical partner in 2000 with FEMA. It's called the FEMA, TSARP started in 2001. As I told you, that language of model, I wanted to bring that so rainfall is one thing, is like, if you bring we call it hydrologist, okay? Because there are a lot of assumptions how rain happen and all this stuff, because if you bring a weatherman, yes, how many times he's right? I have seen the guy who talks, in my 20 years, one time he was right. Because it's difficult, it's not easy, yes? How can I predict how much rain is going to happen? Yes? So only he was right during Harvey. Majority of the time he was wrong. Harvey, I was caught. I thought it's going to San Antonio. I never thought it's gonna come back, But it happened, So we started model management. We started longer delegations. The FEMA process we do ourselves. See, we started modeling, forget about the 1D. We started modeling in 2012. We knew that our area needs it. But FEMA is not going to give you a green light. Just you go and tell them and they look at your face and like, oh, good, we're good. No, you have to work, make things change. And then we work for the money and everything and so forth. So this thing didn't happen alone, the one that I'm going to talk about. So these are some of the things that we started working in the Cypress overflow. In the Cypress, There is an overflow from Cyprus to Edix, where all the Bridgeland and 99, all these things are. It's a big overflow. So we started running in 2007. We were dropping rain and seeing, because it's very complex. Okay. So we started working on that. And once you see a FEMA seal, that means they approved the way we did it. And now anybody does. I don't know whether FEMA now, what will happen to them, God knows. But they actually approved. And anytime you go anywhere in the nation you want to do it, you have to do it this way, the way we did it. So a lot of things changed, we did it. So this was like some of the things, that cutting edge technology we did for the overflow. You can see Cypress, you can see this is the Langham Creek up there, but this is the overflow site, anybody who knows that area. And we worked and we developed a lot of things. FEMA does their business in a way. We told them this is the best way to do it. And you can see FEMA logo up there. So that means anytime in the nation, anybody is doing anything, actually our map is there that you have to do it this way. Okay, so we changed a lot of things over here. So then Harvey happened, yes, 2018. So we were ready like anytime, because we don't want to change a map because it affects people. Because people's lives are affected by a map change. So it's not my wish to change a map. Yes, you have to change a map. There has to be a reason behind it. So when the hydrology, because of the Atlas 14, the rainfall change, we had a big flood. A lot of people we are telling FEMA, hey, look, we worked with you all these years. And we told you that, we are very different than other places of the nation. Yes. So your normal process is not going to help us. You either tell us we do it, and then you say this is your map. And we have worked enough to prove you that we know what we are doing. So they said, fine, let's do it. But another thing I also want to tell, since I'm an engineer, is anybody engineer up here? Thank God. I can blame myself, okay? So in my life, I understood, and for last 15 years I'm practicing it, that our communication is not good at all. The way we communicate, yes? The way we talk. Because we just come and say, oh, the model is doing this and that's it. And you guys have no clue what I said, and I just walk away. So now see, I have changed. No modeling up here. I'm just talking about real life, what's going to happen, yes? So when we started this Map Next, we said our first thing is communication. So anything we are doing is doing what people need. What will help people? Because I went to many meetings, I said, do you know FEMA map? Do you know your elevation? Only 2% people know. The rest have no clue. And I was telling FEMA, why we produce those maps? If people are not using it, why we are doing it? There is no reason of doing it. I know it because I do the work, but the rest doesn't. So we change our style. We also, like I told you about the model management, I said, okay, we are not going to prove who is the best engineer. We are here to develop a process that is best for our area. Yes? So in hydrology, you see rain comes, if you put 5 people, they might have 7 answers. Yes? And it's very confusing. And I said, look, when I stand in front of people, I want to say one way. I don't want to say, if I say this is right, I mean, you guys are going to look at me like I have drink something because everything is right to me, yes? So we develop all this, and then we want to actually distribute information in a way that is acceptable to all, yes? If I say a number 87, I mean, I know what I mean where, but you guys don't because you are not familiar. But I want to give you in a way that this is helpful to you. Yes, so we change our strategy. So our goal was, yes, we're going to do modeling. Now you see it's very complex modeling that I'm talking, because we are talking the 3D view. We're looking at how water is going to move. You see here, see? Now these models actually shows how water is moving. Previously, it never. So we have videos of how things are happening. We have also videos of how flood happened. So we want to match all these things, make sure that what information we are giving is good, because we are very careful. Like if somebody tells me about my house, I'm sensitive about it. Yes? And I want that you worked your level best to give me the best information that you deserve. Yes. So we worked that way. We said, okay, we're going to do this is the cutting edge, So we looked at it, we did it, and then we assessed. That means we are actually checking with various floods. What happened here? What happened there? Okay. And then we are presenting in a way that you don't have to remember anything. This is a dashboard. We will launch the dashboard once the map is out. You can actually type your address. You don't have to know anything. You just type your address. It is going to give you a report like this, like a credit card report, where you are you flooding by riverine or coastal or urban flooding? Yes. It's going to tell you, okay, you have a chance of flooding, so this is a good area. So you have a chance of 3% of each year. But in a 30-year mortgage, your risk goes up. Yes? So if you want to live here for 10, 15 years, think about it, what are you going to do? Yes? And then it's going to change, how change is happening, and I will show you. It has a full report, and you can print the report, and you can view it in your phone and everything. You want to say something?
So on the awareness where it says like high risk and 7.3, so what do you base on? How much range do you base that on?
So everything is based on FEMA. They have a process called 100-year, 500-year. Yes, everything was based on the how much rain is falling in a 24-hour period. Yes, because it's a complex science, so we have to make it simple. So we have in Harris County, we have 3 zones. I didn't bring that map in 3 zones. So there are 3 zones. The one in the most east side, if it rains around like 17 inch in 24 hours, it's called a 100-year flood. In the mid zone, if it rains like 18 inch in 24 hours, it's a 100-year flood. And the third one is around 19 inch. So these are the 3 ranges we have. So again, yes, FEMA is providing money, so we have to develop the flood insurance rate map. But we are doing a lot of stuff to provide the information in a way that is understandable by all. Yes, we had a community advisory group. We brought all these people. They worked with us 2.5 years, and they suggested how this tool should look like. Even the color. We didn't say, they said, oh, this is green. I'm like, green sometimes looks like clear, but they were like, no, we want it. Okay, whatever you guys want, And then we had a technically advisory group, most of the universities and others. And we brought everyone, we said, no, we are all thinking together. No more this and that, okay? So even like for engineers, it's new, the process that we did, because a lot of things we developed. So this is new. Even like regulatory tool, because the city and others going to use about permit and so forth. So we are working with them, a lot of educational resource, and I'm going to give you some, you can go with it right now. So you see, there are different way of doing it. And this was actually the blackboard that we worked over years. What are the problems? What happens? Again, I'm not going to go too deep because this is all modeling kind of thing, but we kind of looked at what is best and what is the latest cutting technology that we can use to provide good risk information to our people. That was the main bottom line. And the information needs to be validated. Yes, I don't want to give an information which I don't like. But you might not look at the map, but that's the fact, we validate those things. So we did and look at all this FEMA exception. We actually worked with FEMA, Region 6 and headquarters to give a lot of exceptions. These are all exceptions. FEMA doesn't give even one, but for us, they gave 4, 5 exceptions to do the work. And then we are also working with all these floodplain managers, the 34 of them, so that they provide good information to all of you, so that we are all together. Again, it's all about togetherness, yes? So in a nutshell, all modeling in one slide. We looked at everything. This is the best process for us. This is the first time that we have applied it. So this part is hydrology, Yes. And then it comes to hydraulics, and then we are mapping. So you see, we can see every trace of flow, how it is going. Yes. And it is like, these are 50 by 50. So it is really, really finer that we are looking how flooding happens, We actually utilizes anything that we could have. Yes. All this information we utilize so that we can actually provide you the best information. Now, this website, I don't know anybody has gone. We opened it in 2019. In 5 years. The first thing we launched is this one. And I would request everyone to please go there. This is the place where everything will be there. So it is maapnext.org. If you type with one A, you need to know Chinese language. But please, this is very important. I mean, the main purpose we are doing is, please go there. You will have all kind of information. It's very friendly. You just scroll down, you just read all this information. So far, whatever, only the thing you are not going to see what I'm going to show you, the dashboard. The dashboard is only going to open when FEMA releases the information, because we cannot release it until they do it. Go to this website. There the tool would be. I would recommend everyone to go there. See, you can scroll. It gives you a lot of information, lot of whatever you need to know for this area. And then for outreach, we are doing, we are talking with the community advisory group, technical advisory group. We are making educational videos, social media. We are doing a lot of stuff. I don't know anybody have heard about that. We did a billboard campaign. Back in 2019, we did a billboard campaign for 2 months. Like when you drove around, there was a billboard talking about flooding. We did it for 2 months. We saw some insurance going up, flood insurance. As we took it off, it went down. You understand? So when people see it, normally it's amazing. In the nation, there is a data. People sell house, the flooded house. And do you know after how many years they will gonna buy the same house? After 3 years, the memory is gone. It's very sad. But think about it. We don't think what is important for us even. So it's always important to have, okay, like my cousin, when I was in Virginia, she was buying home in Sugarland, the New Territory area. And I was telling her, when you go, she was like, this is my last home. It's all vacant, everything. I'm like, okay, it's a 2-story house. Go on the second floor and look around. Do you see any kind of hill or anything around? It's like, yeah, there is one. I'm like, that's a levee. And she was like, yeah, that is going to protect us. I said, yeah, it's going to protect, but it's also a time bomb. When it blows up, you have only a few seconds time. So you see, these are all your consideration. I'm not saying it's bad or good, but at least if you have knowledge about it, that it happens, you have few seconds. You are ready about it, yes? So these are some of the campaign that we did. We are doing a lot of stuff. We are going to do like 10, 15, in-person training to use the tool. Yes, I'm going to show the tool. So we are going to do our level best. So in the previously FEMA everything, they only give you 100 year and 500 year. Yes, but in our one, it will include the urban flooding. Yes, the sheet flow, the all these things they're going to show you. And so the tool actually gives you like a report. It will tell you, and you can have it in phone, you can have any devices you need. So it will give you a report, like you type it, which watershed, it talks about watershed. It gives you a map, you can go, I'm gonna use the tool, now. So when you type an address, you type an address, yes? And then it's gonna bring something screen like this, exactly like this. And it's gonna tell you, see, this place, for a year you have 2%, but when it comes to 33 years, you have 53%. depending on your location, it changes. Yes. So when you, again, this is a fake thing I'm showing. Okay, don't take, I mean, you can take picture, you have an understanding, but this is not the real thing I'm showing. Yes, because I'm not supposed to show the real one, but this is just an example, how it is, it's gonna, and you have lot of options up here. We're gonna train everyone, so you can go and click, and every time you click, it's gonna give you a different picture of the same home that you were looking at. Yes. So if I click, so now what I'm looking at, if you look at it, I'm only showing you the flood hazard zone. The eye is open. Yes. So that's what you are seeing around you, your house. If I click, so the tool, so the same, that's why I'm saying, please go to maapnext.org, start reading. If you have anything, there is places you can comment. It's very important that you go through those. And then once the tool is open, you type the address, yes, and that will bring you up here. And then when you click, see now is the urban flooding. They wanted to call it community flood. Okay, that's the community they decided. So we are using the term. So when it comes to urban flooding, this is how it looks, your home, the same home. And you can see, and it tells you your risk. Yes, color. You don't need to know the depth and everything, but it's going to tell you, color wise, what is your risk. Yes. This one, now it is coming. If you look at it, this is annual chance. So in a year, what is your risk? You only see not only your place, but also surrounding. Yes. Like you see, I'm like, oh, man, just very close to me. It's very deep. I don't know if there is a blockage or tree falls or something falls, that might turn over here. So it gives you an understanding, and you should think about your risk, Then for 30 years, again, I was showing this is 30 years. Look at the risk. Now your risk is becoming more reddish. Yes. And then you can take a whole report. You can print it out. You can do whatever you want to. And it will have all, because we have even your finished floor elevation. It will give you all information. But remember, legally, if you are going anything legal, you have to be certified. You have to get certified for that elevation. Yes. Because there is legal bindings also. Yes. So we are not going to be responsible, but we are going to provide you everything. And then, this is flood education tool. We started in 2010. Yeah, but so this tool is not there. As I said, this will be on mapnext.org. This, see, you are seeing it. We started 15 years ago. This idea was there 15 years ago. We started. So there is, like, if you go to our website, hcfcity.org, there is already a flood education tool. You can type your address, but it's not like this one that I'm talking about. It just gives you where you are, just a dot and the floodplain, and gives you the information about your floodplain manager for that city. But now we are more, it goes in depth, So again, these are some of the things. Obviously, I told you 30% rain increase. So obviously the today's 500 is going to look like the new 100. As I said, we had 1200 miles. We have added another 430 miles with the new modeling type. So we are out of 2400, 2500. We are now around like 1600 plus. Yes. So we have covered more area. And I think with that, just one thing I like to, this is, I included one thing just before I finish. So a flood event is a video. It's not a map. Yes. Rainfalls, it's happening for a while. So if I take one picture here, yes, what you are doing at that second, you are like, your hand is like this, it just shows like this. But next moment you might be walking away. That picture didn't show that. But if I take a video, and if I take it for 15 minutes, it's going to take what happened in 15 minutes. So a map is not sufficient. One map to show a picture of Harvey for 4 days. Yes? So we have another one that actually, this is 3 of us developed it. It's called, I don't know why this is, there has to be a link behind. I don't know, something changed, Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, I had some slide, it didn't work. Let me go forward and let me see. Yeah, this, yeah, this was the one. I don't know why these are blank, you know.
There was a link in the other slide.
Yeah, yeah. So what I was trying to say, oh, here it is. The picture didn't show up, but let's go there. So if you go to Harris County, you know, Harris County flood warning system, it's FWS that I'm going to show. I wanted to show it because it had, yeah, yeah. If you go to the website, I can show you. But let me show you. These are like, it shows you live mapping. Oh, give me a second, and then we can go to the website. Is it moving? The numbers are moving or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah, the video. Yeah, that's okay. But well, you can go to the website ACFCD. So that gives you live mapping. So we have 220 gauge. This system can map 1,200 miles in 15 minutes. So when rain dropping, you just start mapping. Okay. So I will show you if you go to ACFCD. So go to those websites. These are very important to watch. You know, so this is the flood warning system, and you can close this one. Yes. So see, this is a website. Can you zoom? Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. Can you zoom
Like zoom in more.
out? Yeah,
Out or in?
out. So that you know, yeah, good, good enough. Okay, this shows it. So you see, we have 220 gauges. Every 2 minutes, we get how much rain. So you see, it's showing rainfall in last 24 hours. Yes, I can change that one. Can I? Yeah, mouse here. So I can change that one to 3 hours. Something is happening. Can you come here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just giving.
I'm your IT department. I got it.
Yeah, if you change it to any hour, yes, 1 hour and just click. Okay,
Yeah.
see the numbers are changing. So I actually, three of us worked on that. I have been thinking about this for 7 years, and then we developed, launched it in 2018, this map. So you see there is a called inundation mapping. Yes, right now it's not going to show because it didn't have that much rain. Yes, and then I can click up here. If I click it right, channel status, that means green means it didn't flood. Nowhere flooding is happening. That means the water is inside the channel. Yes? Any flood that happened from 2015, this system has recorded everything. So if you go back, so I go to historical, I think I might need your help, you know. If you click the historical, and can you type here 08, like the date here?
Yes.
So you put 08/29/2017. 29th.
29.
Yes. I'm going to Harvey, you know, and 2017. So he is changing. So you can go and change yourself. You can go to flood warning system and you can change it and then click show historical. See here? Because it was flooding at that time. Yes. So it shows the map at 12:54. That means whatever happened, you can change it and it's going to change a little bit, you know. And then do one thing, just click here on the inundation mapping on the top. So that will give you, see, it gives you the live. So this is a live from 2015. Anything happened. So I'm, because now nothing is happening, I cannot show you. So I went back. Yes, I don't know. I don't want flooding happening, you know. But so this one is a tool that if you want to know, like if you are driving somewhere, if you are thinking like, okay, thunderstorm is happening and red cluster is above me, it's very wise to, you know, on the phone, just have a look. Yes, look at the radar system. I tell my kids all the time, when you drive, look at the radar system. Okay, if you see red cluster over you, stop driving for a while. Okay, take rest and then go, because you don't know where flooding is happening. You don't want to die. Yes, so look at this one. This is a live mapping. It only maps the 1,200 miles. Again, if I have model, I can map it, but we are working on a next generation. Okay, we can map actually the whole county, live mapping. So these are very important to save life, save property, and make this area more resilient. Yes, I think with that I just request, go to this website, be familiar, tell people that there is something like that, so that you never know when this is gonna come handy. Yes, and saving one life, you are good enough for your life. Okay, it's very important. So this is one thing I will highly appreciate, that you go and start using it, try to learn. If you have any question, you can ask. Hillary knows my address. I can come next time, go in depth about it, because I know from the bottom how it works. Okay, there is another guy, I want to tell, three of us developed this system. Okay, it does, no other place in the nation has this system. North Carolina has, but it just draws map in here, but this is live happening 1200 miles in 15 minutes. Okay, so I just want to give one thing, this is very important, and the second one is mapnext.org, please. And now you're looking at flood education tool we have. That was one we launched in 2010, so that people, we are not like other places that you go to FEMA and then you ask. No, we took everything from FEMA and we are actually shows all the information. So the next generation, if you have missed the 15 years, please next 15 years don't miss it. Okay, be involved with MapNext, be involved with flood warning system, and be proactive in saving lives and saving property. Okay, thank you very much all.
Do you have any questions over here?
Yes.
On that map next, you mentioned some of the interactive mapping that you want, like enabling it so FEMA links their next map. When does that?
No, so actually FEMA information, because we are going to load that one.
Okay.
So we will be responsible for loading it, but it's FEMA approved. Yes, it's FEMA approved. Whatever FEMA has, we have the same information.
So we should be able to enter in an address.
Correct.
And that is active now?
No. So now the one is active is the old map. And you can go not in Map Next. You have to go to Flood Education Tool. Yes? When you come to Map Next, when like November-ish, I'm expecting it will be released. At that time, that tool. So now the tool doesn't exist. Okay? But when you go after November, when the map is out, you will see it comes up. And then you can type address. Okay?
Okay, that's the screenshot you were talking about.
That's the screenshot I showed.
Okay, that's what I can.
Correct.
Okay.
Now you cannot see that.
This is not correct.
This is correct for information, but not the mapping site.
After November.
Yeah, you don't have the live map. After November, you will have it. Clear?
So officially November, it's going to be released.
Correct.
Okay. If you're
I've been trying for years, you know.
if you're a builder, let's say you have a 7% chance of flooding in a 30-year plain, are they required to build up now because of that map?
So it depends on the criteria of the city that you are working on.
Got it.
Yes. Whether
Well, Harris
you-
County, let's put it that way.
Yeah, Harris County, again, I'm not, they have unincorporated areas, yes, so they will apply their one, you know. So it depends how you develop the land, yes.
Got it.
But, you know, our policy from 1984 is anytime you are developing, you have to provide the mitigation for it, yes. That has been practiced from 1989. That's why I said 90. Before 90, they didn't have anything.
Any other questions over here?
Yes.
So 2019, is that when the official new FEMA maps are being released?
2025.
November.
November 2025. We started the process in 2019. See how much time it takes.
So that's the new official FEMA flooding.
Yeah, official. It's not going to be effective again. They are going to release the draft map. Yes, it will be preliminary. Then people will have the chance for appeal and protest. So the map effective will be somewhere 2028.
So you're telling me that the flood maps.
So all the policy insurance, they're going to all be applied in 2028. But we are going to give heads up. Yes, people are going to look, whatever you want to do, any decision you want to take to protect it, that's up to you working with the city. Yes. No.
What was the question?
flood insurance. So I don't sell flood insurance, okay? Just to be clear, because that's FEMA, yes, and I'm not part of FEMA, but I worked, I know their policy, a lot of things. But this is how it works. What they told me, again, this is completely on them. They told me that the risk rating 2.0 has already been applied. Yes, because you have seen changes on the flood insurance. Previously, it would cost me 600, now it's like $1,000. So they have actually changed, yes. To me, they say when the new map come, the rate is not going to change. Only the thing that is going to change because the map is going to look bigger. So anybody is taking federally backed loan, they have to buy flood insurance. Yes, that's the change going to happen.
So everyone that's already purchased.
Yes, but if the map, say suppose today you are here, you don't have floodplain, so you are not mandatory, you don't have to buy flood insurance. But now the map becomes big. But that is again 2028. The map is not going to be effective until 2028.
So get your insurance now. Is that the question?
Right.
I'm not going to talk about insurance because it's not my field, but
So what part of town do you stay in?
I live in Katy.
Trying to understand, based on his
Yeah.
knowledge. So we're all living in Canada. Right.
Katy has a lot of holes up there. But
Any other-
risk is there. You have to take your steps.
Any other questions over here, guys? No?
Okay, thank you very much all.
Harris County is.
Correct. There it.
Yeah.
Mike over here.
Oh, yes, please.
Thank you for that. That was great.